Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another video. Today was a very busy day at the auction. So yesterday I purchased two vehicles, a 2017 Nissan Sentra and a 2015 Subaru WRX. And today we are picking up both of those vehicles. I don't expect any surprises or any issues along the way, but you never know. And then today out of Seattle, I purchased a bright yellow 2005 Ford F350 6.0 diesel, a one owner Jetta, also diesel, and then a Mazda CX-7, and there will be a video of those vehicles coming to the channel soon. So make sure you are subscribed, make sure you return to this channel because there are so many more cars to buy, so many more videos to make. But in this video, we're taking care of the two vehicles I purchased yesterday. So I'm going to the bank, I need to deposit a check, and then I gotta get a cashier's check out. Then we're gonna go to the lot and kind of explain everything. Just pulled up to Chase, right there. I'm gonna run in, do my thing, and we're gonna resume. Got the check for this amount. And if you guys watched the previous video of the Copart BMW, I actually paid a little bit less for that BMW, well basically $1,000 less. So right now, this check is for $1,000 more, but I got two cars out of it. Two cars, and potentially I'll make more money than from that one BMW. So I'm very happy that I returned that BMW with fire damage. But right now I'm going to the lot and we'll go from there.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Have made it to the lot. Lexus, you have been very good to me. Partially why I brought the Lexus to the lot is I am taking the X5 that I have and I'm dropping it off at Mannheim. I'm gonna run it through with a green light. And what a green light means is basically I guarantee that the car is in working order with no mechanical issues unless otherwise disclosed. So for instance, I could say like green light, caution transmission. That would mean that the motor is good, but caution transmission. Green light, caution oil leak. Again, engine, transmission good, but caution motor oil leak. The X5 doesn't have any issues. It was actually my wife's personal vehicle for a few months. And she absolutely loves the X5. And we want to get her something like a same X5, but lower miles, because this one is at like 120 or something. So I'm gonna drop it off, give it a green light. If this one sells next week, the week after, then we're just gonna start looking for a new replacement for my wife. Got the BMW started, let it warm up while I kind of do a few minor things, such as take this off because Mannheim isn't gonna keep them, and most likely the next dealer who buys this car, if it sells, they'll put their own tags on it. So, you know, I'll pull them and use them on another vehicle. Got these pulled, car is locked. I'm just gonna run upstairs, put this stuff away, and then we will head out to Mannheim to drop that off, and then grab the Subaru because the Subaru has been paid for. This thing has a beautiful map, very clean design. I think this car single-handedly made me kind of like BMWs again. That's why I have been buying more of them last few months, and this is why I'm okay to like continue buying them, because this X5, honestly, like what is it at? It's 120, almost 700 miles, literally no issues. We did the oil change on it twice, I think. I think I replaced all brake pads on this one with Bosch pads, and it's been an absolute joy to drive. Makes decent power, you know, for an SUV. It's fuel economical, plenty of room for the wife and the kids. It's a smooth ride, very comfortable car. So thumbs up to BMW on this one. Pulling up to Mannheim, and this is where I drop off vehicles through this gate, and this is where I pick them up. So once you pull up, you kind of tell them what dealership you're with. They give you a form to fill out. I'll fill it out and I'll show you guys. I'm gonna fill out some paperwork and then we're gonna park it in that lane right there. We are going to park it where? We'll park it behind this minivan. Just like so. E-brake on, parking, window rolled up, kill it. And this is what that slip looks like. I basically put new Bosch brake pads for the announcement, fresh oil change, and so they call me with all offers. Buy now price of 17 grand. Okay, now we'll leave it here and go find the Subaru. And good thing I checked the trunk because I put this bag into every vehicle that my wife drives that she keeps for a little bit. It has a pump, has a flashlight, has a first aid kit, like necessities and whatnot. And we didn't take it out, so I'm glad I grabbed it. I don't know how much it's valued at, but I don't want to give it away. So I remember I parked the car somewhere, I think in this lane after I drove it Monday. But hopefully we don't struggle finding it. Pretty sure I see it. A train is stopping, making noise. They wanted too much for this car and it has air suspension issues. There's our pretty Subaru, the first car. And the Versa. I have no idea where that one is, but we'll grab this one first and then return for the Versa. Although I drove this car and it had no issues. Seems like we could do an oil change on it, which is totally okay. But it looks like we have fluid for everything. We have antifreeze. That looks fantastic. I like the Subaru puts their oil filter on top, but so do German cars. Anywho, let's pull this thing out. Should be a genuine cold start. I think the other thing we have to do, so we don't forget, is actually grab the SD card from the main office, and we need gas. Yeah, no map data found. Guys, and I just received notification that I purchased another car from Seattle. So I got 4 cars out of Seattle today. Oh boy. I spent more money than I have. Thankfully, I have a flooring line. So this Subaru, total after fees was right under 17,000. And I floored the vehicle, meaning I use a bank who finances my purchases when I need to. I actually don't use them very often, but I need inventory. So this one is floored. And then the F350 I bought out of Seattle was also floored. The other 2 I paid for, and then this third one that I just got a notification for, I'll also pay for that one. So I'll own everything I have on the lot except this Subaru and then the diesel F350. But they're going to the office, they're grabbing the SD card for the navigation, and then we're heading out of here. We got the Subaru pulled out, and now I gotta go pay for a few vehicles. I got 1 check here, 1 in my pocket. So we're gonna do that, and then I need to get some gas into the Subaru. I don't know if I'll make it to the lot. I'm not very familiar with these cars. And have Mark at the lot, who's actually my wife's younger brother, and he's buying the BMW wagon. And this is kind of how I pay for vehicles now. Oh boy, there's the first check. And the second check. Little guy's taking a look at the Subaru. For the sake of time, I'm just gonna kind of rush to the gas station, not really record anything, and then we'll kind of go through the car afterwards.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Subaru made it, no issues. Put 20 bucks in it, got me about halfway. There's Mark test driving potentially his new vehicle.
I love that thing.
Love it? Ready to own it?
Take my money.
So it's really weird how weather changes, literally like within an hour, and it's completely soaked and wet. And we literally have everyone because it's errand day. Congratulations to Mark. He now owns a sweet wagon. That was actually his first car. So, congrats to him. How do you feel about your brother having a Beamer?
Pretty good. I like Beamers.
Yeah. So as you guys can see, we're starting to lose daylight because it's pouring rain pretty darn heavy. And it's getting a little late, and I still have 1 more car to pick up from Mannheim. So I bought new windshield wipers for the Subaru. I'm actually gonna order them tomorrow. And I got a oil filter just so that we have fresh oil. And then the car should honestly be ready to rock and roll.
A few minutes later.
It looks a lot darker here, like outside, than it does on camera, which is I suppose a good thing. But slight change of plans. We're taking the GMC through DQ because it's up for like registration renewal. And then Andre's taking the X1, which you guys saw a few videos ago, also through DEQ, because although it puffs blue smoke first few seconds on a cold start, there is no check engine light and there's no other issues. So we want to pass DEQ so the buyer knows, you know, that there wasn't a check engine light that was cleared just to sell the car, and we more or less like certify it that it passed DEQ and it could be freely registered for the next 2 years.
A few minutes later.
GMC passed with no issues. I got new tabs. So this is my parents' car. $259 and it's good for the next 2 years.
A few moments later.
Here we go. It's still raining. It's still wet. Looks like office is probably closed, but ooh, that's a big puddle. That's a big puddle. But the gate should be open until like 7 p.m. It's just over 4 o'clock. So we see a Sentra right here. That might be ours. Silver 2017. Man, so many puddles. I feel like we're zigzagging, wearing down the soles of our shoes. 6149. I do believe this is ours. Nope, but we could do that right now. Andre's gonna check the oil. And I'm gonna get comfortable in here. So the only thing this car should have is that airbag light, and we will try to clear it. Let's get some heat going. Andre says the oil is very dirty, so we'll have to do an oil change on this one. Windshield wipers also kind of suck on this one, so we'll get new wipers for it also. Pulled it out super fast, super easy. Hope we don't overheat. I hope there's no mechanical issues. We're gonna pull out and then just have Andre follow me. And we're going to the lot. The trip back to the lot should be pretty quick because there is no traffic heading that direction. And then we'll order a whole bunch of parts and take a few vehicles through DEQ. Looks like Mannheim sticker is taking a beating from the windshield wipers. Yay, Mannheim sticker, you win! Thing runs really, really well. As you guys can see, we pretty much lost, well, most of our daylight. And while I wait for parts, we could take a few other cars through DQ, emissions, and get those ready to be sold. I don't think there's anything really interesting to kind of show you guys in this video, so we're gonna wrap it up. I appreciate you watching. Thank you so much for joining. Please consider subscribing. I'll see you guys in another video.